what the powers of the adjudicating authority, what they should do, etc., etc. And of course, the offences and penalties for the various things. Threshold of the default is actually 1 lakh, but the central government has the power to increase the threshold limit for up to 1 crore of rupees, but now it is only 1 lakh. Debts owned by regulated financial service providers who are corporates are not covered here. NBFCs, you cannot proceed against NBFC. You cannot proceed against a bank for any kind of default which the bank has made, or if the NBFC has not repaid your deposit, you cannot go. But the NBFC can proceed against a person to whom it has lent money. Okay. Corporate companies, LLPs, body corporate who owns financial or operational due to others will apply. The process is triggered when there is a default and non-payment of financial debt or an operational debt. When can the application be filed? For a financial debt, as soon as there is a default, you can straight away apply to the NCLT, adjudicating authority, who is the NCLT, for a financial debt. But where there is an operational default in an operational debt, what happens is, you must first give a notice to the corporate debtor asking for the repayment with all the annexures. The corporate debtor will do 3 things. Either he will accept the liability, make the payment. That is the easiest thing to do, which invariably will not happen. The second issue is, he will tell there is a dispute. I mean, how can you ask this money? There is a dispute. I will not do anything. Third situation is, he will be willing to fight the creditor. The 3 situations will happen. So once the creditor has received the application, the notice with a dispute, he obviously cannot enter into the code, so his application to NCLT will not be a fruitful one, so he has to wait. Where the corporate debtor has not done anything, he has not replied, he has not told that there is a dispute, he is just keeping quiet. In that case, with an affidavit, we go and file an application to the NCLT stating that my application needs to be admitted. For a financial creditor, without anything, straight away he can make an application, have it admitted. But for an operational creditor, you give 1 chance to the company to make the repayment. Because as I said earlier, it is a resolution process rather than a recovery process. So you give an application, after that you take. If there are any rectifications in this thing, all those things can be taken up. Fine. First, a demand notice is issued, and after that, with all the information with respect to the bill or the service or the issue, and we have to make it. Operation creditor along with the invoice, demand notice, affidavit which I explained now, and important thing is the certificate from the financial institution. Any of the corporate debtors are nowadays telling that I have made an NEFT transfer to your bank account. You have not reconciled it, and you have brought it to my notice that I have not made a repayment. So when you make an application with respect to operational creditor, there has to accompany a certificate from the bank or the financial institution where you have an account stating that I have not received the money from this particular invoice or from this particular person for this particular issue. It is actually having a lot of problem to people. It is actually becoming a stumbling block. The bank is telling that if I have received some money, I can give a certificate that I have received so much of money via this NEFT transfer from so and so through this instrument on this date. How can I say that I have not received this money at all? I mean, how can I give a certificate to say that I have not received this money from this person? How can I give this? You know, it is a very ambiguous kind of a certificate, but the Act is very clear on that. It says that only if you give such a certificate from the financial institutions will you be able to enter into the code and have the hearing on the application. And we with our experience with bank audits, we know how to frame the certificates, explain to the bank where they have to see, what they have to see, how they have to see. In fact, you would have been in all probability you would have been the branch auditor or the statutory auditor or revenue auditor or some auditor of that branch. Explain it to them and have the matter done. How there is a huge breadth of this information. The certificate from financial institutions, the other professionals are not able to get. They only write the letters, give it off, that's all. The banks will say we are unable to provide, and it's case. So a chartered accountant is in a better position to have it enforced or have it complied in the sense that it happens. And again, application to NCLT. NCLT reviews the completeness of the application and admits or rejects the application as the case may be. Corporate applicant. The company itself can come and make an application through a corporate applicant, provided there is a default. 90 days over, I have not repaid, I am an NPA, please save me. I will lift my hand and I will come to NCLT. I will furnish all the books of accounts. I will identify one IRP who will take up the matter. NCLT will accept or reject the application within 14 days. And again, all the process, the insolvency resolution process will start rolling out. The company itself, and it is a very, very unique situation. Earlier, there was no concept of surrendering. I cannot go and surrender to the police. In this case, I cannot go and surrender to the bank. To whom I'll surrender? The bank say you wait. Up till then, the clock will be ticking. The interest will keep on coming, and then the bank will take some action. Now here, no. As soon as 91st day, idle situation. 91st day, the company can go file a petition towards NCLT. I have to make X amount. I have not paid for 90 days. I have made a default. All these amounts I should have paid, I have not paid. I want it to be resolved for me. It is possible. The unique situation in India, hitherto, which was never an issue here. Ever a situation like this. Isn't it not? So it is a very unique one, where the application is made by the company itself to say that I am in distress, I have made a default, I agree, let me resolve it. Who cannot apply? Corporate debtor who is actually undergoing a process. Undergoing a process, he cannot apply again. A corporate debtor having completed the process, within 12 months he cannot apply. After 12 months again he can apply. Trump applied for 4 times, I explained, no? Over the years. Not immediately, not next to next. Corporate debtor or a financial creditor who has violated any terms of resolution plan. The corporate debtor has accepted that I will make the repayments from ABCD resources within the next 6 months, 6 years, 5 years, whatever it is. And he has not actually honored the commitment. And the financial creditor who says that out of the 100 crores you have to return to me, you return only 30 crores to me, no problem. And after sometimes he says that my board is not agreeing, my RO is not agreeing, you have to pay the full 100 crores. He is trying to violate the terms of the resolution plan. As per the resolution plan, he has taken a haircut. But he is not accepting to the haircut. He is telling that I will not accept it, boss, you have to make me the full amount. He is violating the agreement of the resolution plan. In such a case, he will not be able to come again into the code with any other situation 12 months within 12 months. So he has to wait for 1 year. A corporate debtor who is already into liquidation, who is already into a liquidation order has been passed, liquidation process has started, he cannot come into an insolvency proceedings, because only with the net assets the whole thing has to be closed. You cannot have a revival of the whole thing to say that there will be change in the value of assets, etc., which cannot happen either from the company or to the company. So these people are the people who cannot come into the code and who cannot apply. Time limit is 180 days, only one time extension of 90 days, and that extension also has to be approved by 3/4 of the creditors. The committee of creditors has to approve it in 3/4. Other than that, you cannot extend it. Definition, we saw one phrase, calm period. Calm period is enforced by NCLT immediately on admission. So what is the calm period? You cannot raid the company can't raid you. No suits against the company, no litigation against the company. Whatever litigation is there, this status quo will be maintained. There will be moratorium. Not like the India-Pakistan ceasefire. It is a real ceasefire. Both sides won't attack each other. And the interim resolution professional is appointed. And the interim resolution professional will make a public announcement in form number 2. He will make a public announcement telling that this ABCD company is in the insolvency resolution process. If anybody has a claim, please send the claim to me at this address. And he also informs the commencement of the resolution process to the world. The practical problem here is all our company directors who are new to all this. Sir, my name is coming in the newspaper, sir. My company's name is coming in the newspaper, sir.